rose from the grave, like the icy chill slowly creeping up my spine, paralyzing me with fear and freezing me to the very spot upon which I stood. As its terrible moans became unbearable, the old man's words returned to my mind. Summoning the last ounce of strength I had, I smashed the like button. The appalling apparition was quickly dispelled into vanishing tendrils of nothingness. It was then that I had noticed a small book in front of the grave. The writing on its pages read, "Stay tuned for the 3rd episode of Creepy Cheap Ass." With that incredibly creepy intro out of the way, howdy folks, I'm Billy, and this is the 3rd episode of Creepy Cheap Ass. Ooh. Now, the astute observer may have already guessed the subject of this video is going to be ghosts. The earthbound spirits of those who have yet to cross over. Ooh. Do you like ghost stories? Sitting around the campfire and telling urban legends about hook-handed villains scratching car doors? Cautionary tales about the babysitter and the creep upstairs? The call came from inside the house. Shadowy figures lurking in the woods. Abandoned asylums that are filled with nothing but unimaginable horror. Legends of old castles that have been haunted for hundreds of years. Do you like to read ghost stories? Listen to ghost stories? Or watch ghost stories in the movies? Well, now, cinematically speaking, there's any number of movies to choose from. You got movies about mysterious ladies in white, eternally mourning the loss of their love. Wailing banshees and La Llorona, crying for their children. Vengeful spirits that rise from the grave to haunt their murderers. Do you have a favorite style of story? Creepy, slow burn, or the intense, jump scare filled horrors of modern cinema? Some of my favorite ghost stories, cinematically speaking, would be The Old Dark House, House on Haunted Hill, 13 Ghosts, 1408, Beetlejuice, 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 The Shining. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, and awful scary. The Orphanage, that's a good one. The Others, super creepy. The Atmosphere, But now what about these movies where we're not exactly sure if it's a ghost or a demon or some sort of malevolent entity that we don't even know where it came from? Poltergeist. Yeah, I know it was an Indian burial ground and there were cemetery relocations. But now there was some things floating around in that movie that I don't think ever used to be human. Amityville Horror is the same way. I have no idea what was going to crawl up from that pit in the basement. But I don't think it was a ghost.
What about the demons?
Yeah, there's a whole lot of movies about demon possession too. The greatest of all time was The Exorcist. The power of Christ compels you. A whole lot of people been exorcised since that movie, including Emily Rose. And then you got movies with nuns. There's a whole lot of demon movies. Do you have a favorite one? But now what about when the demons are in an apocalyptic war with the angels, like the prophecy? Constantine. Would you consider those ghost stories? I don't myself, but I mean, maybe you do. Do you have a favorite ghost story? Do you have a short one that you can share with us in the comments? We can all read it and get all scared. Let's talk about it. Get in the comments and just get all creepy. It's going to be fun. But now, when facing ghosts, there's a few things to remember. Carry a flashlight. For crying out loud, click the like button and subscribe. And then you can be assured of having a safe, spooky season. Did you hear that? I think that was a cheap-ass production.